Now, when that song begins. There we go. There we go. We get started in 2 minutes, y'all. Turning my light on today because I don't want this goddamn light in my eye. Anyway, what's up? Welcome on. What's up? Thank y'all for joining. What's up, everybody in the chat room? Make sure y'all get y'all intellectual power. Don't mess around. Keep your brain sharp. Maybe more about intellectual power later on, but I want to jump right into it. Again, welcome, chat room. Excuse me for not saying hi to everybody, but hi to everybody. All right, so if you're in the chat, if you're watching later, hi. I want to jump right into it. Man, yesterday there was a clash of culture vultures. Well, a couple of days ago, and I watched most of the interview, and I'm going to say one thing. I'm going to say this. It wasn't bad. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, you know? I thought it was going to be, because I don't subscribe to anybody's channel on here. The only one I did subscribe to at one time was Vlad, but I stopped subscribing to him before the pandemic. So I don't watch none of these people really like that. Adam 22 and Akademiks, and I don't know who this goofy ass looking white dude is here with this funny looking shirt, but I did appreciate the way Whack 100 pressed him. And I'll say this, in a lot of ways I actually gained a lot of respect for Whack 100. I look at him a little differently than I did before, you know? I look at him a little bit different because, and then I looked his cards up and it made sense as to why he moves the way he moves. But I tell you this, when he broke down in this whole situation how he gets information, I believe him. Because as a content creator, I don't have nearly the number of followers that he has. But people, when they know you create content, they send you information all the time. Now, I'm not one to out people's information, but if that's who you are and that's who that brother is, I can see how he can get to information and, you know, and everything not be nefarious. You know, I'm not standing up or defending nobody, but it was like, okay, I see it. And, you know, his game is really promoting and mouthpiecing it. I get it. I get it. So, like, I get it. You know, I'm not with a lot of the information, but look, we never, like, what information is disposed, that goes to the people who are into that shit. I'm not into that shit, so. And plus, on top of that, I don't give a goddamn if some street niggas' business is getting exposed like that. I don't get involved either way. So, you lay down with dogs, you wake up with fleas. You and them, my grandma's always tell me, you want to live your life in them crazy environments. You want to go on Adam 22 and talk and run your mouth. It might be somebody there. There's always going to be somebody there to facilitate your ignorance. And so I got to see that. Akademiks is a fucking weirdo, you know. Akademiks talked about his interview with Kanye West. Adam 22, I'm sorry, I don't. And on top of that, when you listen to Adam 22 talk, Adam 12, remember the TV show Adam 12 back in the day? You get comfortable around that kind of guy, and you saw the way a few years ago his homeboy Crip Mac went to jail. He didn't even show up for Crip Mac when he went to jail, and you still want to go around him. That's on you. Like I'm not with you know throwing up a defense for dumb nigga behavior. If you like, and Whack 100 has said something on this show about, you know, those gang dudes that be talking, they out the streets and they doing it just for content. Well, if your content is death and destruction, then understand this, people. Anybody listening, this ain't personal. It's business. That's energy. If your content is death and destruction and incarceration and bullshit, then guess goddamn the hell what is coming your way. If that's what you putting out. You get back what you receive. I don't feel bad for you. Then you had this funny looking dude that looks like a 1999 Yahoo Games avatar. Who is this white boy? I never knew who the fuck he. Who is he? The dude with the purple shirt. Don't he look like the Yahoo Domino's avatar from like 98, like 99, 2000? I feel like playing Yahoo Domino's when I see this motherfucker. Trap Lord Ross. His name is Trap Lord Ross. Trap Lord. I'm saying Trap Lord and I'm saying Trap Lord. But the fact that he has trap in his name. Man, I'm telling you about, this is one ghetto bunch of white people right here, boy. And then you got Vlad, that when they were talking about the Kanye interview with Akademiks, you see how seethingly jealous he was. And Vlad just sitting there. See, Vlad, you know, from my point of view, I don't know, I wasn't there, you know, but he feel like some international goddamn espionage spy ass motherfucker. Smoking a blunt like he ain't never touched no weed before in his life. Basically what happens here, I'm gonna go through some parts of the video, but I'm not, this show we doing today, this isn't necessarily about these about what was discussed on this video, but more so what we're gonna get into today is about pointing out these have been the primary voices of hip hop. And we're primarily gonna focus on Vlad, 22, and Akademiks. You know, I don't know enough about that Yahoo Games avatar looking motherfucker to really say much about him. And Whack 100 does what he does. He has this thing, and I'm not gonna really spend too much time on him. I'm really focusing on, but we will talk about it, but I'm really focusing on Akademiks, Vlad, and 22. And how these are the voices that they pushed, that got the push to be the voices of hip hop. And not even all of hip hop, the death and destructive side of hip hop. So we, for the most part, you said Carl. I know. I agree. Look, if he's on this, she said Trap Boy Ross is just as bad as Academics. I bet he is. I'm sure. I could tell just by the way Wack pressed him. I know he ain't shit. He looked like yeah, no. That Trap Boy Ross dude look like that crust that develop on the side of your lips when you talking with a dry mouth, don't he? Look at him. He looks like that crust on the side of your lips. You be talking and that shit get white right here real quick. That's how that motherfucker look. So we seeing this whole situation, and what I see here is just a uniting of what has been. What do I mean by that? A uniting of what has been. Remember last year I told you this is find your tribe season. People will be finding their tribes. This is the year of putting things out, bringing everything, to a head, and and unveiling and us really seeing what it is. I think when you see this, the people sitting on this couch, you really see what it is when it comes to where we've been getting our hip hop media from the last 10 years. And outside of Wack 100, none of these people have a genuine understanding nor love for the culture. I do believe Wack 100 both loves the culture and understands it. And he's in there, and he understands it so well, he's flipping it, And but the other ones, you can tell they genuinely, although they all, I'm sure they love it. I'm sure Adam 22, Vlad, Akademiks, and Crustmouth, they all love it, but they don't understand it, But this is what we've been getting. This is what we've been getting thrown in our face. These are the people that push the degenerate side of hip hop. The people that the side of hip hop, because they don't cover all of hip hop. They don't cover black culture. They cover a negative segment of hip hop that's within black culture. And they get people locked up. And I'm not going to be one to empathize for those who get locked up. These guys have been, like I said, above board with their debauchery for a little while now. But this here is what you see as being the face of hip hop the last 10 years. These people you see on the couch. 10 years. And you see where it's gotten us musically. You see where it's gotten us. And you see why there's a change that's right here happening. And so, going back to, if you ask me the best song of 2024, it was Kendrick's Watch the Party Die. What's the party? In my opinion, this is the party right here. This is also part of the party. The people who push the bullshit. Watch the party die. This whole pushing the bullshit, this whole side of hip hop, and you see what's going on right now, all these niggas getting rounded up and locked up. And again, I have no issues with none of it. From what I understand, everybody that got locked up, they've been treated in a humane manner. That's all I can ask for. Lock them up. Just on Freddie Graham, Put him in the back of it. Y'all know how they did Freddie Gray. That's my only thing as a black man. If a black man fuck up and he steal from another black man, hurt another black man, no, lock his ass up. Just on Freddie Graham. That's all I say. Just on Rodney King him. That's all. Treat him with humanity. But yeah, now you getting your time, nigga. And then when you listen to people like Big U, his whole video on the way home on the way to prison, they doing this to a black man. See, this what they do to a black man. See, as a black, nah, homeboy. We done been hearing the stories for how long? And all them stories was to a black man. You know, I was listening to Loose Cannon put up a video today. I don't know how in the hell these niggas is in federal prison and still on YouTube. I don't get it. Loose Cannon put up a video today, and I got through about 3 minutes of it because he got in and talking about what they doing to a black man, what they doing to a black man. But when you had the microphone, black man, what did you do to uplift the black man? Everything was, sweetie, I beat your ass, sweetie. You a cupcake. You and it was funny. Good content. I'm not dissing it at all. It was funny as hell, captivating and interesting. But don't play the black man card when you got on by talking about how you did the black man. You beat some dude up on camera and stripped him naked. That stripping naked part is weird. You made a black man walk home naked because of a misunderstanding. Don't come back and play the black man card. That's my only wish. Stop playing the black card. No, nigga, you a criminal. Ain't got nothing to do with black. That lets you know when these people be running around, cooning around, these niggas know. They just, like what Dr. Welsing say, everybody knows what racism is. White people play stupid and black people play stupid right along with them. Landmark 22 from the Super Chat says, just like the Zeus TV shows, black dysfunction. Yeah. I ain't gonna, man, my heart is, look, everybody got a right to do what they gotta do. I'm never gonna tell nobody else how to run their channel. You know what I mean? If you run your channel on putting up some debauchery, that's fine. It's a large audience that wants that. Give the people what they want when they want, and they wants it all the time. That's what Parliament said. That's fine. Do what you gonna do. But when the repercussions of that come, you gotta deal with it. That's just what it is. Where's this song? Right, you get. Give the people what they want when they want, and they won't sit all the time. I get it. But freedom to give the people what they want and they want when they won't sit all the time, the freedom does not come without consequences. You got freedom of speech, but there are consequences for certain type speech. You did? You got freedom to carry a firearm, but there are consequences when the firearm is misused. You did? And if you decide to engage in that level of debauchery, then it is what it is. You got to understand what you're signing up for, you know? So let's go in to talking about some of this stuff. Somebody said there's no title country black. Well, nigga, your birth certificate titles your dumb ass black, so shut up. There's a country called the United States of America that classifies people into categories based on skin color. You don't like it, motherfucker, go do something about it to change it. Don't jump in my chat room. There ain't no such thing as black. Shut your black ass up. That bullshit. Nigga, the fuck you telling me in my goddamn chat room for, nigga? We can't do nothing about it. Even if you and I agree, what the fuck can we do about it other than babble? I don't believe in babbling with niggas. Niggas like to babble. No, see, now, this is what it is. We gotta come and change this. And no. See, no, it ain't no such thing as black. It ain't no thing as black. Yeah, well, go fill out a goddamn loan application and then put other or nothing. Put I choose not to answer on your application. You know what they gonna do? As soon as you walk your dumb ass to your car, black. That dumb nigga thought he was going to get away with not choosing race. Your name is Damar Johnson. I choose not to answer race. Well, nigga, your name is Daquan Smith, nigga. Nigga. See, ain't no such thing as black. We really the Moorish men of America. My name is Al Cavalar Umar Mabutu. Know what they gonna say? Black. Nah, it ain't no such thing as black. Nah, my name is Muhammad Farad Farrakhan Elijah Malcolm X. And I don't classify myself as black. I'm indigenous to America. I'm gonna put not classified. Oh, what is this? Jabbar, what's his name? Jabbar Mohammed. No, they say Mohammed. That's Jabbar Mohammed Akbar? Oh, that's just a nigger. Why are you coming up in my chat room talking about something? Ain't no such thing as black. Ain't no country black. Sit your black ass down. Focusing on what the fuck we talking about, nigga. Now back to what we talking about. So here we go. So like this is what we have. So let's click on over to some of the things. I like this part right here because I think Adam 22 might I think for sure them niggas will hit me up and be like, yeah, nah, you played our content. You can't do that. So this is Whack 100 addressing that white dude.
Trying to do. Okay. So since you so thorough, did you read what Big U said?
You see him right here. I like this part. I don't even like. I'm just gonna kind of skip the different parts. I like this part because I like seeing Whack 100 go at a white boy like this. This shit was fucking hilarious. Here we go. Come on now, what the fuck going on? Hold on, what the hell? If I put it in right here. There we go. Got an overlay. So you see? There we go.
Yeah, he did to me? No, either you gonna play smart or dumb. Did you read it?
Yes. Can I say one thing?
What did you find in there?
Defense first?
That's the bullshit and the real shit.
But can I say one thing in my defense
I
first?
just want to know what you read.
I feel like stuff that Adam said that he put source on top of. I just sent him an image of the indictment and said, "Have you seen this?" You went in the room and you said a bunch of stuff.
No, you said in that page.
Added on.
You said in that page. So I'm asking you, you're just gonna let me know where you at with me. Mm-hmm. Did you read that and did you use your brain to understand why and why not? So I'm a dude that has violated Big U like no other human.
So basically, he's pressing the white dude for saying some foul shit about him on his show, and he's pressing him, and I'm cool with that with Whack. You know, that's how you gonna press people, press everybody. And he pressed him, and dude nutted up and started and humbled himself as he should. And you see Vlad here. Look at this motherfucker Vlad looking like this is his first time ever lighting. Look at looking at the weed. Vlad, man, nigga, Vlad, did you just start smoking 2 weeks ago and you want to show everybody how cool you are? Coming together, I'm going to show everybody I'm never on camera. Let me show everybody my alpaca hair. That motherfucker got an alpaca hair transplant on top of his head. Vladimir, you know that beard and that fucking scalp is fake.
Human being, right? Violated him. For sure. 2-3 years, right?
That's such a claim to fame now that Big U is like the ultimate bad guy of LA.
No.
Him being able to say that he violated is like him saying he went up against Al Capone.
No.
To tell the tale.
No, you got to remember, I don't see Big U the way y'all see Big U.
See, you got Adam over there trying to, and I'm not going to play this whole exchange, but if y'all go back to this exchange in the video, you'll see, even though Adam is Whack 100's partner, for this whole exchange, for the most part, he was setting up for the white dude who lives in a whole fucking different country. They got on code real fast. Now Adam didn't jump out the bag on Wack, but I'm just pretty sure Wack picked up on that. Wack's an intelligent guy. I'm sure he picked up on this particular segment early on in the video when he pressed the other when he pressed the white dude. The whole time Adam was taking the white dude's side of it. You guys gotta watch this shit. It was funny. Like a lot of this shit was funny. Like just watching the dynamics. I want y'all, if y'all do watch it, watch Vlad's body language the whole video. If you watch Vlad's body language, you can tell Vlad low-key really don't want to be there, but he could not be there. He's a intelligence guy himself. And he and Adam 22, you could tell you can see these two. You see they're on opposite sides of the place. There's a healthy, how can I say this? A healthy distance between those two. Adam and Vlad the whole time. There's a certain cautiousness. There's a certain fence that Vlad has up towards Adam that isn't necessarily, I don't know. There's like this whole little dynamic between these two. See, when I was watching this, I don't remember most of what they said, but I do remember a lot of the body language. I remember a lot of the body language that was going on, between the two. And after Wack pressed this guy that looked like the crook on the side of your teeth, after Wack pressed him, he, for the most part, was quiet and humble the rest of the interview. And every time he said something, Wack was on his head. And then they bring in Akademiks. And, you know that motherfucker probably wasn't in LA for too long. He probably wasn't in LA for too long. And they got in talking about street dynamics. Let me go to this part, this part right here. I want to talk about that happened. It was something interesting that happened right here I want to talk about.
From different strokes. Racists were mad because it's too black.
Here we go. This is them talking about the Klan robe that Kanye wore. I want to talk about this part. Where is it? No, that's not what I want. Hold on, I gotta get that cover up over the video. Gotta get this cover up over the video. Hold on. There we go. So this I want y'all to watch this dynamic. This is Vlad thinking that he's speaking for black people because he's talking and do his other side because what happened with the NAACP. The other folks basically got in on our plight, used it, and then turned around and got their weight up here in America in less than 100 years when black people are still where we are. There's a whole history of Vlad's folks trying to create some kind of common bond with black folks, but that common bond never seemed to exist when it comes time to spend the money. But I want you to hear Vlad talk about that Klan outfit that Kanye wore. And how we black people should view it.
Wanted him to enroll in. A cross was burned on his front yard.
Right.
And his family had to.
Wait. I'm gonna go back a little bit more.
And their family lineage that either they or their parents or their grandparents had to deal with. That shit is deeply offensive to a load of people in his world, his fan base.
Black, Jewish.
They're talking about the Klan outfit and how, listen to these vultures talk about, I'm gonna go back even a little bit further. Listen to these culture vultures talk about the Klan outfit and how we black people should feel about it.
You disrespected me.
Right, but here's the thing overall, right? A whole bunch of people are turning against you. And you're looking at them as them being disloyal. As opposed to saying they would have been in the exact same place had I not been acting crazy in public.
But it's not acting crazy to him. I'm saying to him. Vlad,
that's
what
cool.
I'm saying to him, it's not. Does he see it as that? He doesn't see it as acting crazy.
Hey,
I'm just telling you.
Everyone else sees it a certain way.
Okay, so let's just take the Jewish part out. Hey, all my black friends, I'm promoting a Klan outfit right now.
Right.
No, that's why
Come
I
hang
said,
out with me and do music together.
To a lot of black people, the
That's a
Klan
shock.
is a real memory in their
Hell
family
yeah.
lineage that either they or their parents or their grandparents
That's a fact.
had to deal with. That shit is deeply offensive to a load of people in his
That's
world,
Adam
his
talk.
I definitely
fan
think that's
base.
shock value.
Black, Jewish, Latino, and whites, because some whites, the Aryan nations and Nazi low, like the guy, they're taking it offensive. Like it's a black dude playing.
Listen, I
with
interviewed Dominique Wilkins. When he did not enroll in the school that everyone wanted him to enroll in, a cross was burned on his front yard.
Right.
And his family had to leave town and move somewhere else.
This is real
This is
shit to a
someone
lot
who's
of
alive
Americans.
right now,
Yeah.
who has a statue in Atlanta, right now, has been affected by the Klan. Firsthand, Todd Bridges from Different Strokes. Racists were mad because it's two black kids with a white girl. Remember that show?
Mm-hmm.
People had a problem with it. Cross burned in his front yard. Like, these are people that are alive right now. It's not like, this is from the 1600s. There's no Klan anymore.
You know what Ye's gonna tell you?
So enough. So you see that. They're trying to tell us how we should feel about the Klan outfit. Let me tell you something, Vlad. And everybody on that platform. First off, y'all can't tell us how we should feel about it. Do I support what Kanye's doing? I don't give a fuck about Kanye West. He does some shit I like. He does some shit that I hate. I can't afford to. I'll talk about him every now and again on this show, but I can't afford, and this is how I think most black people feel. We ain't giving Kanye no emotion. We don't give a fuck that he wears that shit. Now a lot of you Democrat leaning niggas do. The ones that want Democrat attention and love, and the Roland Martin song, I'm offended. The rest don't give a fuck. Man, most black people got stories about the Klan, and a lot of stories of us winning. Let's go into the history of why black culture. This is for Adam 22, Vlad, anybody up there that think they can speak for black culture and how we should feel about somebody wearing a Klan or a Klan thing. Black culture. Do you know why we give each other nicknames? Uncle Junebug, Uncle Peanut. You know how we do? It's because as black people, plenty of times when shit happens down south and when shit happens, Uncle Peanut might have to cut one of them motherfuckers down to 1,000 pieces and leave town. And there's a lot of black people who got stories about one of their uncles murking one of them Klansmen or somebody that came to fuck with us and left Texas and went to Chicago, left that Louisiana and came to LA, left Alabama and left North Carolina, went up to New York. A lot of black people went north because we handled our business with them motherfuckers. We don't get scared just by, oh God, no, my repression. Do we like it? No. But one thing about the Klan, shit like that, artists have artistic expression. And we're not as offended as you motherfuckers are trying to make us out to be. I'm more offended that you think you titled this video the Kings of Hip Hop. I'm more offended at that than Kanye wearing a fucking Klan outfit. And what you see here is a picture of Parliament. You know, Funkadelic had there was a member that did at one time wear the Klan outfit. Well, that's a bad. Let me get a different version of this video up. Yeah, man, look, our artists do all kind of crazy weird shit. Funkadelic, back in the free your mind and your ass to follow days.
11 on me with Robin McNamara.
Look at this. Oh man, nah, hell, my bad. Come on now. Here we go. music part off. See, we got the pilgrim. We got one dressed like a pilgrim, one dressed like a frontiersman. We got an alien back there. We got an Indian, and we got a Klansman. There go Grady right there singing. This is back in the day. This is before Eddie Hazel and all them got with a band. This is before. Well, there's Eddie right there. That was Eddie. That was young Eddie right there. That was actually Eddie. Look how that looked like what's his name? See, look, man, black folks, this ain't the first time. This ain't the first time. Is that Tiki Forward? This ain't the first goddamn time black folks done seen a goddamn Klan outfit. We ain't as offended and as sensitive as you motherfuckers make us out to be. Look at you ever seen a Klan outfit look so cool? Nigga with the sunglasses, what? You got the Klan shit with the sunglasses, what? That nigga getting it too. Grady getting it. They rocking out. Stop it. Y'all can't speak for us. We're getting, that's my issue with like a lot of these Vlad, they call themselves the voice of hip hop. Stop it. Mock them all day. Look, black people, do you guys have, press number 1 if you've ever heard of the cakewalk. Press number 1 if you've ever heard of the cakewalk. And while you're doing that, go to intellectualpower.net, type in the product code DBrown for 10% off. 10% off. This is that brain stuff right here. Get your brain nice and right. For me, at least. You dig what I'm saying? Intellectualpower.net. Peace pads. The link is right here at the top in the description. It's also in the pinned at the top of the comment section. And the event coming up May 3rd, 2025 in Compton on reproductive health. Be there. Appreciate that Metro EV charge. Appreciate that. Now back to what we was talking about. What question did I just ask y'all? Yeah, that's Grady. No, Grady from Parliament. That Grady. Not Grady from 5150. That's Grady from Parliament. All right. Mm-hmm. He said Vlad is who Denzel destroyed in the Equalizer. But the cakewalk, do you know where that came from? Where the cakewalk came from was out of slavery during Reconstruction. Black people saw how white people walked, like how white folks walk, like they don't have a care in the world. So in order to mock white people, black people created a dance called the cakewalk. And the cakewalk was basically us laughing and imitating them and how easy they have it in life. This video from Uncle Tom's Cabin. Snoring his ass off. This is the cakewalk. And this is from 1903. We came up with this dance in 1860. That's basically us imitating white people and like laughing at them. Like, we have a culture of taking what you do and us looking at y'all and flipping that shit into something that makes us laugh or think or whatever. We don't like that's another reason why these people like these vultures can't speak for us. No, we speak for black people, and I know black people who had a cross burned. Yeah, I know black people who shot the motherfucker burning the cross too. Rest in peace, uncles, granduncle, grand auntie. Rest in peace. Yeah, we don't do like these people go around. This is what people like Vlad and Adam 22 think is speaking up for black people. They're thinking speaking up for black people is saying, no, Kanye West shouldn't wear a Klan hoodie because of what black people went through. No, nigga, why don't you speak up for black people when one of your people do something? That's speaking up for black people. And using your money and political influence, using your money and influence to help right the wrongs of what your people do. These are the people, look, I really wanted to highlight that. When they're talking about these are the voices of hip hop.
It's time for a change.
Time for a change.
That's what he gonna tell, and he feels like he's the one that can change. Bro, I know him. I flew around with him. I kicked it with him.
Rocky, you all right? Come on over here, big ears. Yeah, so it's like, this is the dangers of having people not from your culture speak for your culture. They don't even know what the fuck. And also, a lot of and this is no disrespect, but when you're dealing with the street dudes on the level of the ones that will actually go on Adam 22 or Vlad, they don't have the intellect nor the knowledge of self and the knowledge of our history to break these points down. Not saying all street dudes are like that, because I know some very intelligent former street dudes. I'm talking about the ones that willingly go on Adam 22 and tell all the business. Them niggas ain't smart enough, because anybody who knows these things about ourselves don't act in that way. They act in that way out of ignorance, lack of knowledge of self. People who know themselves move differently. But these are the people speaking for us. So let me go to this part right here. Hey, Rocky, you all right? Goddamn, make all that goddamn noise. Usually that nigga sleep. All right, let me put this video back up. Listen to this right here. This is Vlad and Akademiks going at it.
Ads. Before I started this, check my Instagram. Yeah. I posted the work. Why?
Because everybody like make it cool.
Because he said I was lying. He told you I was lying, right? So if you call me a liar and I got to work to show it, because now I was out, I got exposed, right? Bro, listen.
You
don't try to justify my strengths to another motherfucker weakness. Leave me alone, bro. Hey. I wouldn't, if I had dirt skeletons in my closet, I wouldn't fuck with me.
All right, hold on. All right,
I would leave me alone.
Hold on. Wax. So let me bring it to
That's Wack saying that, and I agree with Wack right there. If you a dirty motherfucker, I wouldn't fuck with nobody like Wack 100 if I knew I had all kind of paperwork in my closet. This motherfucker finds paperwork. So if you fuck with somebody that finds paperwork and you got paperwork on you, why would you fuck with him? That's fair. That's fair. You wanna get out? You go on. You wanna go? You good? I think it's itchy. You wanna say all the people, Rocky? Rocky over here looking like, nigga, show me some goddamn attention. You don't go back to sleep, homeboy? Say, these some dumb motherfuckers going around. They know this nigga ain't shit, Rocky. Rocky, can you imagine you been around another dog that like shitting on carpet, and a motherfucker throw the carpet out there for the dog to shit on? Would that make sense to you, Rocky? So look, Rocky just said nope. But that's a fair point. But now Akademiks is about to switch it over to Vlad and Adam. He's about to ask Vlad and Adam. He's about to bring up a very interesting point with Vlad and Adam, and I want y'all to hear them argue this out.
With me,
all right, hold on. All right,
I would leave me alone.
All right, hold on. Wait, so let me bring it to Vlad and also Adam. I remember someone from Kodak's. This is when I was connected with Kodak's camp, and for the very first time before we did our interview, and they were like, "Yo, because I've always loved Kodak, but they say, yo, there's a moment Kodak wasn't cool with you." I said, "Damn, why?" I feel like I've spoke highly of him. He said, "Well, in court, they brought up something that you, like a video you put out, right? And at least in that situation, it made sense why that person was just like, yo, Ak is involved in something that might lead to my arrest, right? Obviously, that's not the reason why, but you want to stay clear that if you guys seen your name, and like, I mean, you seen No Jumper in the indictment, do you, like, if that was me, I would be like, all right, certain conversations. No, I ain't free, but certain conversations.
My thing is, I've never wanted Brick to come on the podcast and say some federal ass shit that can get him in trouble. I feel like sometimes.
Would you change the thing? That's what I'm asking. Would you change? Like, if I see my name there saying my
He's asking a fair question. Akademiks, basically, for those of you who may have missed it, he said how one time in the case with Kodak Black, something that he said in an interview showed up in the court case, and he since changed how he reports and how he interviews artists. He's asking Adam 22 and Vlad if they would, since they shit always ends up in these court cases, would they change how they interview?
Conversations that I facilitated on my platform basically corroborated these crimes that's locking up somebody I call my mans. I'm going to say for future episodes, yo, listen, and that's what I thought you were doing even when you went to Chicago shit, because they're not your mans. You know what I mean? But this is your backyard. You don't see me doing shit. I live in New Jersey. Right. I don't do shit on New Jersey now.
I went to Chicago to hang out with friends, for the record. Bro. But either way, all I'm saying is that almost every time I've been on camera with Brick is live. And number two, I never instructed him to talk about certain situations. Like him and Luce, people like that, they get on camera and they start kind of like one-upping each other, and there's stuff they want to say and they don't really have the self-control to not say it.
The conversation I'm saying, because we're platform owners.
So what you hear there is Adam 22 making excuses. Look, I don't know. See, what did I tell y'all all the time about how the white supremacist works? And I'm not calling Adam 22 a white supremacist, but this is white supremacist suspected style behavior. And don't hear me say anything about, hey, he got black folks employed. White supremacists employ black people every fucking day. If they can make $50 to every one that they give you, they will employ your black ass. So stop being stupid to you dumb niggas that say shit like that. If they can make $20 to every $1 they gonna give you, they will most definitely employ your dumb black ass. Especially if they ain't got the talent, because they don't have, especially because they don't have the talent. Adam 22 is not interesting. The only thing that makes him interesting is this lane that he found with a whole bunch of niggas that are willing to talk about a whole bunch of bullshit. So don't be like, oh, he wouldn't be a white supremacist. He employed black people. Yeah, and he's making 20 to every one. Of course. I'd employ your dumb ass too if I didn't like you. But you see how he's working off plausible deniability. Well, I don't know. Well, I just give them a platform, and if they get to talking about it, and they get to arguing back and forth, you see what it is.
If right now I get somebody from Southside Chicago and I tell him that I'm gonna give him a position that he could be on my show or be with me on a podcast, bro, he might tell me his homie smoked somebody. Again, I'm not saying these are kids, so I'm never gonna say we're to be blamed. But when you see some shit, and I think Brick is your friend. Yeah. Like I've heard you say when you go out, you have Brick with you, and it's like he's holding you down. That's like your man's. If my man's go to jail, like my friend, if my friend go to jail, I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna say, oh, I did it, but I'm gonna be like, yo, you know what? I know how this platform shit works. For future things, I'm not saying you can control me, because you're right.
Brick's a pretty smart guy, though. He's not like your average dumb 18-year-old kid.
Brick's smart.
No. That's why a lot of this
we
shit,
all look at Brick as our equal.
No.
Right.
No, okay.
So you're telling me I just supposed to let it go?
No, you're different, Wack.
I'm gonna fire his ass.
I'm talking about
that.
I'm not saying Brick is dumb, but platform-wise, and I think we just know even legally.
And none of them fuck with me.
You get what I'm saying? Dudes. You guys, like, we are like up, like you could tell what something's good. Like these days when we do content, like if we're doing this thing, I know Adam is right now clipping this up. He's like, yo, so this is gonna be a clip right here.
You gotta be able to do that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
3 hours in, I'm not thinking about that though, for the record.
When you have someone like Brick on here, I guarantee Brick probably, and again, it's not your fault, but if it's your man's, you got to start looking out for him, right? When I seen Brick first come on here, Brick realized when I tell some real shit that extends outside of what the public knows, number one, the comments love it, and that gives an uptick in the podcast. Adam's gonna also reward it, and that makes me look like because he wasn't a good podcaster at first.
But from my perspective, the stuff that has moved the needle with Brick is not him self-snitching. It's just him having a very well-versed, realistic perspective on street shit.
Bro,
what's the viral clip that Brick had talking about his own drama?
You heard what Adam just said. It's not that he's self-snitching. It's that he has a unique perspective on street culture. You see what he's like, this white dude is playing in you niggas' face. He has a unique perspective on street culture. Wow.
It's always about him just giving a real perspective on other people's shit.
I don't know, because when I interviewed him, the stories about himself dealing with certain
Lil
people,
Durk, Lil
like
Pop,
or whoever else.
Right, you're right.
Dirk, I think
But I never felt like he did anything to incriminate himself in those conversations.
I
never heard him say anything that made me think he was involved with that shit in any way.
You're playing 3D chess. I listen
it's just
to
him commenting on it.
Yo, I want to tell everybody, y'all street niggas, stop coming online. This is why Big U play the shadows. Like I see this play from my life. Hold on, but here's the thing. Brick U, not Big U, Brick U. Big U, in my opinion, tried to put. He's seen your voice getting bigger, which that's a problem because now you create narratives. I know about creating narratives. I create these artists. Any artists that don't like me, it's because I create a narrative about it.
What narrative I created?
It doesn't matter what. Once your voice gets a certain type of width or whatever, like you could create narratives. I think Brick Baby was supposed to either
But so basically, I'm not gonna bore you with too much of that. This was a round table of them talking about basically how Brick Baby and all of me people ended up locked up. And as I allowed that to play. So you guys can really see how nobody's taking accountability for nothing. Nobody's taking accountability for nothing. And I give Akademiks halfway credit for basically asking that question.
It's real.
Let me, because
this is indictment podcast.
You're not finna do that to the way.
Right, did you hear what he just said? That was Adam. Akademiks, aka Radio Alf, Hip Hop Alf. He said this is the indictment podcast. This is that part again.
We see less talk and more action. Over here, we just saw like, all right, this is your 20th episode. I ain't gonna lie, I was like, yo, how the hell Wack work at the same building with like 2 niggas he don't like and he ain't meeting for 2 years? How does that work?
We got respect. We keep
and then now after the indictment drop, I'm like, oh shit, this shit's real.
The schedule.
I'm like, now I want to tap in even more.
Listen, bro,
because it's real.
Let me, because
this is indictment podcast.
You're not finna do that to the West Coast, right?
This is
for one.
I like
there is no pod.
This is the indictment podcast. This is, and if you go to the title on No Jumper, the title is Kings of Hip Hop Media Unite. A round table of people who have no understanding of the culture. They like the music, but they push the bullshit. And you have one of the primary bullshit pushers, Akademiks, calling out Vlad and Adam for their style of bullshitting, and nobody's taking accountability. And so you see here, this is what they call hip-hop media. This is who the attention goes to. I think one of the biggest mistakes Kendrick made in this whole rap thing was in one of the songs when he mentioned Akademiks' name. I think that's probably the only mistake that he made, because you lend credibility to this. I get that you're answering him, but there's a way that real hip hop has to start moving if it wants to maintain itself. And that's to continue to not give Vlad interviews, continue to not go on No Jumper, but Kanye's out the box. He's gone. He's gone anyway. So him interviewing with Akademiks is whatever. But there are platforms. You still got Sway out there. There's no reason why Sway should not be the biggest name in hip hop. You know, he's on at satellite radio. There's no reason why Sway shouldn't be the biggest name. Everyone should be going to Sway. You got your different independent, black-owned YouTube platforms, but the artists and people give relevance to these vultures. And I'm sure Adam 22 and Vlad gonna walk away feeling good for themselves because they got to step up and say, hey, black people, it's wrong that Kanye wore a Klan outfit. Do you know what you guys went through? These people are still living. Hey, Vlad, the Klan used to recruit putting flyers in my middle school lockers. Like, and this is some real shit. I remember when let me see here. Back then saying that this panel has nothing to do with hip hop, has everything to do with so-called street and criminal culture. Yep. Let me see here. Read the super chat before I go to this point. He said, where was that view when it came to Kyrie? Ah, good point. Good point. That's a really good point. Yeah, Black Simmons says, whatever happened to Sway and Tech, True Hip Hop Media guys? Sway's on XM. What's up, Nada 86? I appreciate that. That 100. Much appreciation. Much appreciation. I went to Overright Middle School, right here. Let me take that picture down. Right here. LAX Airport. You see LAX Airport? This was my middle school, right by Marymount University. This is where I went to middle school, right here. All-white neighborhood. This is an all-white neighborhood, right? Hold on. Hold on, I gotta change something. I don't want you niggas saying something. Let me go. There we go. I don't want you niggas saying that. I know somebody whose address is right in that same neighborhood. And I do not want you guys saying they shit. All right, we back at it and go to somewhere else. So I went right here. In LA, black people, this was like a 95% black middle school when I was in middle school back in the early to mid 90s. This is for the most part an all-white neighborhood and a black middle school. Up in this all-white, dainty white neighborhood, you got over 1,000 niggas at this school. That's because the white people didn't send very few white people sent their kids to this school. And the majority of kids in this school lived over here in Inglewood and South Central. The majority of the kids lived in this area. It was a whole lot of 60s kids at that school. I'll tell you that goddamn much. For the ones that got kicked out of Audubon, that didn't want to go to Audubon, like my home school was Audubon over here in Lambert Park. This was my home school over here. But I said, hell nah. There's too many goddamn fights here. I'm not going to no goddamn Audubon. And then this is Crenshaw High. This is where Big U's team practice, his football team, his Pop Warner team. But most of the kids in that neighborhood lived over here in the Crenshaw district and over here in Inglewood. Right by the Forum, back when Magic was still at the Forum. When the Lakers were still playing here. This is where most of the kids come from, you dig? Right over here. This is where most of those kids come from. So anyway, back to Overright Middle School, it was this white dude that would go around and he would have, and because it was some white kids that still went here, and in the lockers, he would drop these little pamphlets recruiting for the KKK. And we're talking about the mid-90s. And then he would also drop up pamphlets saying, I don't know if he had a kid that went to that school that knew which lockers to put what in, but he would drop these little letters in here saying, all you niggers are gonna burn. One day we're gonna burn this school down and all you niggers are gonna burn. And we used to have to come to school. We used to come to school and because I used to have to get to school 7 in the morning because my mom had to drop me off. And so I would get to school early. I'd be sitting on the campus by myself. Go to my locker, and I gotta read these little letters saying, one day you niggers are gonna burn. You niggers don't need to be going to school here. You nigger. You dig? And you know what we used to do when we got them letters? We used to compare them letters and start laughing. And they'd be like, man, I wish this white motherfucker would come here while we at school. We beat his ass. We weren't going around saying, oh, my Lord, my Lord, my Lord. Why are these white people talking to me like this? Adam 22, Vlad. Ain't how we reacted. We laughed at them hoe ass niggas and we was hoping to meet them one day. It wasn't no, oh my Lord, these don't know another white person that made another letter. Hell, do y'all know back in the 90s here in Westchester, they used to still burn motherfucking crosses here in this neighborhood in the 90s. Hell, that shit. Quiet as kept, they probably still do. For all I know. Because I had friends that lived over here in these neighborhoods. You know, obviously from school. Man, they used to fucking burn crosses. I'm talking about 1994. Right here, right in the same neighborhood. Right down the street from our school. We weren't going around talking about some, oh my Lord. White people, what are they gonna do? What's happening? Nah, we'd be like, man, I wish this bitch ass nigga would do that shit while we at school. We'll beat this nigga's ass. We didn't give up. This shit didn't hurt our feelings. We weren't going to school all day. Oh my God, this is another white man. Oh, another white man. We just need to come together. Nah, hell nah, nigga. We was ready. Nigga, we was in middle school, ready. Nigga, what? Let's go. And I remember right when I graduated, I was watching KCAL 9 News. Right after we graduated, right before I went to Westchester. And they had a special report and they arrested the man. It ended up being like some old white man in his 70s that was putting those letters in there. And for all I know, I don't know what ended up happening to him because there wasn't no internet back then to where you can find out. So for all I know, they probably let his ass go. But nigga, I went through that shit as a kid. I don't give a fuck about no goddamn Kanye wearing no Klan hood. We know Kanye West ain't shit. But you got Adam 22 and Vlad, the so-called kings of hip-hop, thinking they doing black folks a solid because they going at Kanye West wearing a Klan hood. Man, fuck Kanye West, Adam 22, Vlad, and Kanye's head guard. I don't give a fuck about that goddamn nothing. Tired of everybody going around treating black people as if we just see, oh my Lord, everything happened wrong. Oh no. I don't give a fuck. Oh, for those of you on TikTok, I'm going to be on the Shade Room tonight on TikTok. I want y'all to come in there because I'm going to be talking that shit tonight on TikTok, all right? At Dewan. It's not Dewan B on TikTok. It's at DWANN, no B. And I'm be on there. The question tonight on the Shade Room is, should the Constitution be amended? And I'm gonna be like, hell yeah. I'm all down for ending birthright citizenship. Yep, let's do it. So you know they gonna be mad. You know what they gonna Huh? You know what they gonna be what people gonna be saying in that chat. So catch me tonight on TikTok Live. On TikTok Live tonight. Asking about motherfucking amendment to the Constitution on birthright citizenship. Nigga, hell yes. Let's change the laws, nigga. Yes. So be there. Be there in the chat. All right, tonight at 6 o'clock Pacific time on the Shade Room. Ice, ice, baby. Doom, 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 nigga. So, yeah. Ice, ice, baby. Because my thing is, if you've been here for 15 years, man, get your paperwork straight, man. I had a great time in that last time I was in Cabo, in Mexico. I had a great motherfucking time, you know? And I definitely wanted to stay longer. But I knew good in the hell well, there ain't no way in hell I could stay without my paperwork being right. So if you're here in this country, get your paperwork right. Just get your paperwork right. You know what I mean? And learn English. That's all I care about. Get your paperwork right, learn English. I ain't got no issue, you know, with you. You know what I mean? Get your paperwork right, learn English, and leave black people alone. That's all I say. Yeah. But yeah, but Whack 100, man, he's you know, an interesting guy in this whole situation. You know, I'm not, but I did look at his card, and he's an ace of spades. He's all Whack 100 is always going to be able to get over and get and have. I don't want to use the word get over because I don't think he's trying to get over anyone. He's a great marketer. He's great at marketing. He's great at getting his voice out there, getting people out there. But he's also really good at hiding his intent. So, as an ace of spades, you never know what the end game is when they play him. You just got to watch him. And he has said that, he had said something very interesting on the interview, saying that Loose Cannon was basically promoting a TV show. I did not know Loose Cannon had a TV show. Out of all that marketing y'all was doing with him, putting his face out there, why wasn't his TV show ever mentioned? That's what happens when you have an ace of spades. You'll see it, but you don't quite know what it is. But I'm going to take a couple calls. 323-744-7425. I ain't even got Skype open yet. You ready to call in now? Let me see. What's the phone number? The phone number going to change pretty soon, but we still on Skype. Let's see if Skype is working right today. It wasn't working right yesterday. Let's see if Skype is working right today. 323-744-7425. I want to know what y'all think. I want to know what you think about these hip-hop culture vultures. What's up, everybody in the chat room? American Negro News, Lady Hotel, Breeze Omega, Godspeed. I appreciate y'all. Spirit Wonder, thank y'all for joining. Human, shouts out to all the mods up in here. Mods putting in work. Dexter Robinson, what's up, y'all? Let me see. Yeah, this panel's not hip-hop. They are definitely street culture, but they label themselves hip-hop. And a lot of hip-hop artists go on them, you know? Boosie's going to go to Vlad regularly, you know? And he's not an immigrant. Boosie's straight up FBA on both sides of his family. You know, you got these people who are Kanye just interviewed with Akademiks. Again, I don't know anything about that other white dude with the foreign accent. Never watched him, never paid attention to him. But he has a whole lot of people that fuck with him in that hip-hop space. And so, yeah, you're right. Appreciate that, Star. Appreciate the Cash App. Much appreciation on the Cash App, Star. I got a few more Cash Apps. Gina Calhoun, I appreciate the Cash App. Christopher Ellis, much appreciation. Eric Whitaker, Adrian Guillory, Kenneth Preacher, I appreciate all you guys and gals and men and women on the super chat. Oh, I just missed 2 calls. I just missed 2 calls while I was looking down. My bad. Why didn't they ring? Hold on, let me see. Why didn't y'all fucking phone call ring? I might be having another issue with the phone lines today. Hello? Hello, this is the one. Oh, fuck. You called in? What the fuck? Can y'all? I can't hear. Can y'all hear? Whoever called, it's so that they answer. Can y'all, chat room, can y'all hear somebody on the phone? I can't hear shit. Telling me I got somebody. Chat room, can y'all hear? Oh. Now it's working. They call back. They call, they call back. I don't know. Oh, call back, callers. I don't know what the fuck. I thought I was on a call, and then the call came through. I don't know what the fuck. I just need to go ahead and get the new phone line because Skype said it's not shutting down till May. Skype said they're not shutting down till May. There you go. What's up, Carl? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Dewan B, man? Hey, this D from the land, bro.
Okay, cool. I hear you. What's up, man?
Hey, yeah.
Hey, bro. I think they can hear you. What's up, Carl? What's your name? Go ahead.
Yeah, hey, Dewan B, man. Hey, this is hey, they posted been call. We've been calling these old goofballs out, man. You know what I'm saying? The no jumper, fake jumper, and Vlad, and then this British dude, Trap, Laura Ross. All these goofballs, man. They don't represent hip hop black culture, bro. They don't, we don't have to go attend their shows to be certified or get some type of, light, on rap careers or whatever type of careers that we promote. We don't need them in our mix. They ain't nobody. They don't run nothing over here, man. The people decide who hot and who not, and they ain't the people. You know what I'm saying? All they do is try to monetize and make money off blacks' backs. And we tired of that. This ain't the old days, Dewan B. We ain't rocking that way. We ain't going for none of that mumbo jumbo goofball crap. None of that. And then we just got Fat Joe coming out talking about he kept the essays in New York in jail off of Tupac ass. We tired of the Latinos, especially that goofball. You know what I'm saying? We tired of all that, man. We call it all
right there.
Oh my God, dude!
I saw Tupac's cousin do a retort on Art of Dialogue. And he was saying that, Pac, nigga, those are family members in there. What is he talking about? And I believe that.
Man, it's a lot of weirdo going on with these podcasts. You know what I'm saying? Want to be colonizers, man. And we ain't rocking with. We ain't going for them. We're gonna stay foot on the gas on their necks, though, bro. But yes, B1, I'm out.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that. And I want y'all to go ahead and take a listen to yesterday's podcast. I had to take it down. Because of all the music that was played, but it's on the membership channel and it's on Patreon. So all my Patreons, if you missed yesterday's show, it's up on Patreon. I played a lot of music to give you guys examples to what I was talking about. So I couldn't keep that podcast up on YouTube because they said, "Fuck you playing our music." So we did a dope podcast yesterday, breaking down how music devolved and the difference between what you hear in Rihanna and what you heard with Stephanie Mills. We broke that and we played some music examples last night or yesterday. So if you're not part of the Patreon, please join the Patreon now. Also on Friday, I'm going to be interviewing. I'm going to have an interview on Friday on Patreon that's going to come to YouTube too. It's going to be on YouTube. But it's going to be a Patreon exclusive at first, and then we're going to drop it over on YouTube. But if you want to be a part of the extended version and part of the Q&A, then sign up and be over on YouTube so you can watch it and listen to it live on the live interview tier and up. It'll be live on the live interview tier and up immediately after on the first tier, and then after that, it'll be available at some point on YouTube, a short version. Well, what's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Calling off the East Coast. Devon, how you doing?
What's up, man? What's on your mind?
Listen, so-called Latinos, we really started breaking.
Hey, can you speak up? Your phone low. What you say?
The Latinos in New York only started breaking because they seen the Black American youth making money off it when it comes to tourism.
Yeah. So you're basically saying that Latinos started breaking because they saw black folks doing it first. That's how it always go. We do it first, and everybody else pick up on it, and then do their rock version of it.
They seen our youth making their money on the trains, on the corners, when the foreigners came. Later, they picked up on that. They wasn't doing it because they wanted to do it. They seen a financial gain. They seen tips, you know?
That's real talk. That's real talk, man.
I got one more question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm outside of California, and what I noticed is there wasn't too many so-called Belizeans in certain pockets of the East Coast. But what I'm noticing about the so-called gangs in LA has been a lot of backdoor stuff going on when it comes to the Belizeans. We didn't know that. You had a lot of gangs, some of the sets in California are actually ran by Belizeans. We just now understanding this. So once you break down what are the biggest gangs who are going against each other, we know what's going on. But you enjoy yourself, bro.
All right, man. Thank you, brother. Yeah, it's a lot of Belizeans up in here, you know, and for the most part, the Belizeans behave themselves. They don't delineate. You know, they put their little flag in their rearview mirror, and there are Belizeans in gangs, but this ain't the channel to really break down what goes on in the inner workings of gangs. That's not what this channel is gonna break down, because I stay as far away from them motherfuckers as possible. Belizean, nigga, I don't give a damn if he's from Belize or Mississippi, or Sacramento or South Central. If he bang, I'm over there. So yeah, I'm not the one to really come to tell you who ran what set and what set did this and what set did that. Nah, go listen to Nina Boy for that. I ain't. Now I can tell you what city councilman did what to fuck up what black people was doing. I can tell you that. I can tell you Mark Ridley Thomas turned down Magic Johnson buying the Santa Barbara Plaza in 1998. Something that could have given me a job when I graduated high school, because he wanted his punk ass name on it, looking like a political version of Too Short. That goddamn Mark Ridley Thomas. Is Mark Ridley Thomas still in jail? I hope so. I can talk to you about this reparations thing. Oh, I'm glad they said that, because California, we got to get on this. We got to get on this. The reparations is back on the table, and here in California, and I want everyone to call their city councilman today. If you're in LA, call your city council. Here we go right here. This is for, 1 second. This is about Bill AB 1315. The first group of legislators supposed to be voting on it tomorrow. You go to my Twitter, and you can see Nicey Girl, she shared it, and Friday Jones, they shared it, and I retweeted both of them. Call your council person right now and make sure that they vote yes on AB 1315. AB 1315. If you're in LA, make sure you get that happen. That's what this channel is more in line with. I don't know OG such and such versus OG such and such, and I don't ever care to find out. What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up? How you feeling, man? It's Mustafa. I'm calling from St. Louis.
Mustafa from St. Louis. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I was just, wanted to comment, and I noticed something. I know you probably touched on it. But when you see those cats like Vlad and the Adam 22 character and DJ Akademiks, I noticed they only highlight the degenerate shit, right? Anything that's positive or anything that has anything to do with uplifting the culture, they either call it whack or boring, or they completely stay away from it. And this is why all three of those so-called I don't even want to call them DJs or hip, because they're not even fucking DJs. Let's just be honest, right? Especially Akademiks, right? I noticed people like Kendrick, they have a huge problem with Kendrick, or they have a huge problem with anybody that represents the culture in the manner in which it's supposed to be represented. But if you come through there and you talking some bullshit, I'm from this set and I'm doing this and you just some straight up criminality, then they highlight it. And I had a conversation a few days ago with the brother Glasses Malone, and I was having a conversation. I was telling him, like, they're using this, the corporations and people like that are using this criminality to destroy the culture. They're incentivizing it, and they're using it to destroy the culture.
They are, and will attempt to destroy the culture. But that's what we got to realize as black folks. Thank you, Courtney G, for the super chat. We got to realize that every 100,000% of the time we set something up, they're going to set something up that tries to counteract it and destroy it. We got to understand that these people don't like peace. And they're not just like that with us. They're like this with one another. These motherfuckers hate themselves. They try to destroy every fucking thing. Talking about the people that are in power, that run things. We got as black folks guarantee that they're going to always have a counter-revolution to whatever we have going on. Always. Part of warfare. We just got to recognize who the players are on the chessboard, because Vlad, Adam 22, Akademiks, these are just pawns. You get rid of them, they're 100,000 pounds lined up right behind all of these motherfuckers that are ready to go. They lined up, ready to go. So we've got to know we always going to be dealing with this. It's always going to exist, but we must at the same time always call it out. We must always call it out. And that's what we're doing. Identifying the pieces on the chessboard that are there to throw harm and poison in our community. And he made a good point. He made a very good point about Vlad. I remember when Kendrick dropped To Pimp a Butterfly, Vlad was trashing it. Well, I don't really like it that much. It's so melodic in the music. Yeah, you don't like it, nigga, because it took us back to our jazz roots. That's why you don't like it. It's more than just, it was more than bullshit and B. It was real music. Akademiks and all that stuff. These people are they're not from the culture. They're not. They're vultures. I'm about to get up out of here. I'm gonna be on the Shade Room tonight at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I will be on the Shade Room. I'll take one last call. What's up? I was about to hang up. What's on? Get off. What's on? Who's this calling?
My name is Donald from Los Angeles calling, man.
Donald from Los Angeles, what's on your mind?
Yeah, man, it's funny because I watched the episode and the way you break it down so eloquently, but a lot of people don't want to accept the fact that they not the kings of hip-hop media. They more like the kings of street tourism.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Tourism media. Because the thing is, they really don't know nothing about the hip-hop culture or just black culture, period.
Yeah.
It's like you know how in Hollywood, how they drive them buses towards the monuments and all the
yeah. Them buses with the top off,
Yeah. That's how they doing it with the media. They using street tourism like a media YouTube platform to interview all the goofies and the dummies and the crash outs that don't understand what's going on or is willing to sell out their own culture just to get a piece of bread or money because they didn't really get nothing for being
due to the culture to begin with. So that's basically what you're seeing with some of it.
That's a good point. That's when you said that, like the TMZ buses that be going around with a megaphone. And if you look to the right on Sunset and Gower, there is a place where they them,
They them, exactly. They them. That's all it is street tourism.
That's a good way of putting it, brother.
And then,
yeah, man.
What they do is I'm gonna end on this point. I know you got people calling. And what they do is, like I said, they get all the dummies and all the crash outs that don't understand or are willing to sell out to the culture that's just for some views or some clicks or some likes or some free promotion. Or they want to get whatever they want to get, and they don't understand like how to do the conduct. And I'm gonna just end it like this. I'm gonna end it with this statement. The reason why you saw that episode because they know their time is coming to an end. They do see the end coming because they starting to see people like you, Thought Crimes, and Curtis King, and the company, man, basically real hip hop media rising up to the occasion. And they promoting real hip hop. People started paying attention to them. So they had to unite and make that episode to try to solidify themselves or as their way of fighting. That media is rising. They don't understand that the end is inevitable.
That's a good point. I gotta let you pray, my brother, because I'm getting some calls. I gotta end the show, my man. But thanks for giving us a call.
No problem, man.
Yeah, you're right about that. I'm gonna call you back in 1 minute. Yeah, man, but I gotta get up out of here. But he is on a good point. That they see the rise of independent hip hop media. You're right. The company, man, all these people, Curtis King, I like their channels. Thought Crime, those are 3 great channels to go to when it comes to what's going on in this game. That's gonna give you the honest perspective. That's not on no bullshit. So yeah, that's it. That's the way to go. And they see it coming, so this is kind of like, let's come together like the Avengers. And they did. They came together like the Avengers of bullshit. You dig? To solidify their bullshit ass place in what they call hip hop. As what we saw right there with the whole clan outfit thing, they can have all the access, all the Kanye interviews, all the shit that they want. At the end of the day, they can have all that. You still can't get in on this culture. And you never will be part of the culture. And we don't want you to be part of the culture. And the only people that's going to accept you are people that are not of the culture. Or the people who are of the culture, but the degenerate rejects, because there's a lot of rejects that we have in our culture too. Anybody pushing a gang lifestyle of degeneracy and robbing other black people and think that's cool, those are rejects of our culture. Let's call it what it is. Anybody that finds amusement and entertainment in harming other black people, those are cultural rejects. Those are people that we don't accept, we don't like, because y'all fuck around and fuck over too many innocent versions of us. So you niggas are rejects. So that's the only thing that they're ever gonna have a foot in the door on, are the cultural rejects. And people who are not of the culture, who cosplay the culture. All right? I gotta get up out of here. Thank y'all for listening. Remember, there are no perfect messengers. Only perfect messages for those willing to pick up the game. All right.